I was just trying to take a sip of water on the plane, but suddenly my fingernails started to turn black. As a doctor, I immediately realized this was a sign of severe hypoxia. Before I could think of a solution, the water bottle in my hand began to twist and distort. The cups on the table started shaking violently. The flight attendants noticed something was wrong. She quickly sat down, fastened her seatbelt, and urged the others to do the same, but it was already too late. The next second, the plane hit turbulence. The water in the cups started floating in midair. Passengers, who hadn't seatbelts, were sucked into the air by the powerful air currents. The pilot realized the danger, quickly putting on an oxygen mask. The cabin started to lose pressure, and the oxygen masks fell from the ceiling. Everyone quickly put on their oxygen masks, but my wife has already lost consciousness due to lack of oxygen. Meanwhile, a girl was trapped in the bathroom. The airflow kept the door from opening. Eventually, she lost consciousness from lack of oxygen. I shakily made my way to the crew area, grabbed an oxygen bottle from the first aid kit, and quickly put it on my wife, saving her from the brink of death. At that moment, the cabin pressure miraculously stabilized, the captain explained through the announcement. While the plane was crossing turbulence, the seal damage caused abnormal pressure. They had handled it properly, and passengers need not worry. Everyone let out a collective sigh of relief. The flight attendants noticed the girl who had fainted in the bathroom. They quickly gave her emergency oxygen, and she miraculously woke up. Just when we thought it was all over, a middle-aged man suddenly started having difficulty breathing. The flight attendants called for a doctor. I rushed over, but the condition of that middle-aged man has severely deteriorated. He began scratching his throat frantically. No one knew what he was doing. Suddenly, he spat out a large amount of blood. He began convulsing like a zombie. Soon, he stopped moving, until they laid him down. A middle-aged man had stopped breathing. The captain immediately reported to ground control that a passenger had died on board. The crew moved the body to business class and covered it with a blanket. Soon after, a young man secretly entered the business class area. He saw the deceased's gold watch and tried to steal it, but he didn't leave right away. Instead, he pulled out his phone, took photos of the body, and began mocking it. At that moment, the dead man's head suddenly turned. The young man screamed in terror. The flight attendants also noticed something was wrong. A fighter jet appeared outside the window. Cockpit, the signal is getting weaker. They could no longer contact ground control. The most terrifying thing is when the flight attendants returned to the business class. They found the body had vanished without a trace.